Well, I've been going to Denver about every single weekend for the last month, so I thought it was finally time to bust out the old analog accompanied with some CineStill 400D, something that I have yet to shoot. Equipped for battle and brandishing the Nikon F2 with Logan, who is Georgia football's film photographer, we decided to make a dash for Lamar Square so I could start the day off with a picture of the flags. At least that's what the tour guide by the crosswalk leading up to it said, but I don't know, she could be feeding everybody lies. Speaking of lies, are we collectively trusting someone who eats a steak sandwich at 10 a.m. just after taking one picture?
Thumbs up for sure.
As if shooting on cameras from the 70s wasn't filling that vintage hole in our hearts enough, we decided to go to an old record store to see if they had the new Ice Spice album on vinyl. Unfortunately, they didn't. However, they had some pretty cool covers, including this masterful illustration. After acting like we knew what we were doing in the record store, Logan got back to doing what he actually knew how to do, and that is shooting without a viewfinder or meter to flex that he is better than me. Intimidated, I decided to take the same shot. I also like the colors. Walking down by the river and bike path, I found what me and Key would look like if we were in a different universe together. I don't know why, but there was a couple shots on this roll that were a little dark and a little red. Something that I haven't experienced shooting Portra or Kodak Ultramax. Maybe it's because it's the first roll that I fully developed and scanned by myself, or maybe I'm just an idiot. After saying bye to the pigeons, we stumbled across Union Station. We were able to find a couple of cool and unique shots behind the station, as well as this large swinging red sculpture. I don't know its significance, but I started to miss our informative tour guide. We came across two police officers who let me live out my long-awaited childhood dream of being a copper on a chopper. And they let me take their picture as well. They are pretty cool people. After protecting the streets of Denver, we headed off to Coors Field, but not before this sign caught my eye. Milk Market, a venue dedicated to making milk. Sounded like a personal dream, however, no milk was found. We investigated. Right across from the Milk Market, however, was Coors Field. I always love a good stadium film shot. A Branch Rickey hero shot isn't what I expected to be shooting as we headed out today, but it fits nicely. Right by the stadium was the Sandlot, well, Denver's interpretation. Followed by another intimidating stance from Logan that just had to be captured. Headed away from downtown, I spotted the perfect shot. So I thought. Before the burnt orange Kia Soul ruined it, I saw a basketball hoop up against a large brick wall. So I just decided to avoid the Kia Soul and shoot the hoop with the sky in the background instead. After the sports photography itch had been scratched, I went back to hunting for more signs and buildings. There was something about this building that made me feel like I was back in Wyoming for a second. After an afternoon of street shootings, shooting street photography, we found a restaurant with a pig as a mascot and a piece of plywood as the door, which are honestly both great signs to finding a good and quality barbecue place. After pulled pork and 4 glasses of lemonade in my system, it was time to meet back up with my girlfriend Key so she could model for us. We dipped into this high-end furniture store because this glass table had caught our eye. With the sun starting to cook our insides as we headed for shelter, I saw this crane gentrifying the neighborhood so peacefully amongst the blue sky. I like the red on blue, I just wish I would have exposed it a little bit better. Finally, we had made it back to my boy Tony's. No, not my friend from Brooklyn, but this nice and aesthetic bar that has quickly become Key and I's favorite spots. I handed the camera off to Key, where she constantly humbles me as she is able to snap this with no experience. The night was finished up with some pizza from the Blue Pan, where my messiah, Dave Portnoy, had reviewed and gave it a 7.9. The last shot of the roll came from Logan as he snapped this picture of Key and I walking under some totally not up to code trees hanging over the sidewalk, which we totally also didn't pose for. Overall, I like the CineStill 400D, but probably due to my inexperience shooting it, there were a lot of photos that turned out dark and red. Well, a lot being 5 or 6. However, when the CineStill did work its red magic, I really liked how the photos turned out. I won't be rushing to pick up 400D anytime soon, but 800T in some nighttime settings is intriguing, and 50D during a noon football game sounds fun too. A lot more film and digital photography videos coming soon. This was really just on a whim.